And we are back with the Wednesday matches. We talked about the Tuesday matches in the last video. Now we are talking about some important clashes on Wednesday. The two basically the two matches on Tuesday on Wednesday card. And starting with Manchester City playing away at Schalke. Manchester City priced at 1.3, draw at 6.5. Schalke at 12. This is the first time in my life I'm seeing a home side in the last 16 of the Champions League priced so low at 12, playing at home, the first leg. Yes, Schalke are struggling in Bundesliga. They are fighting to avoid relegation. They have one of the worst attacks in the German top flight league. And we are talking about Manchester City, who their main objective this season is to win, of course, the Champions League, as they already won the Premier League last year. I'm joined, of course, by Flash and Martin, and I will start with Martin this time. Schalke versus Manchester City. Martin, what do you have about that match?
I don't think Man City could have been handed a much easier last 16 draw in this competition. They're the favourites for the Champions League, and a lot of that is down to how straightforward this last 16 clash looks. Schalke was second, obviously, in last season's Bundesliga, but they lost key players in the summer. They now find themselves 14th, and there's only 18 teams in the German top flight. They haven't won in their last 4 league games. They're not in the sort of form that would drive fear into the hearts of Man City players and fans. Let's remember that Man City beat Chelsea 6-0 in their last league game. They've been on fire recently. They won 4 on the bounce, beaten some good teams, and they're attacking with a lot of vigour and excitement right now. They've got a lot of options going forward as well, so Guardiola can really rotate his pack, and I think they'll be full of energy and dynamism for this game. I just think Man City should be too strong for them, even on the road. So I'm looking at giving them a minus 1.5 handicap at minus 120, which is 1.83.
Do you think that they will rotate the squad for this Champions League match against Schalke?
I don't think he has particularly settled on his favourite starting 11. I just think he has the ability to bring in a lot of different quality players up front, and the players that he does choose will be totally fresh. I imagine he'll go for Aguero, Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané, De Bruyne, probably David Silva and Fernandinho, but that means leaving out someone like Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus. They've got a lot of different options, a lot of players they can bring off the bench, and I think they'll have a lot of energy for this game.
So even if they bring their B-side, they should be able to destroy Schalke, who are struggling even in Bundesliga and don't know how to defend well. Anyway, Flash, I think he has a great. We were speaking before filming. I think I like his approach. That's not on my list, but I really like his approach, and I want to hear his reasons for that approach.
Okay, I broke it down into two separate entities, really, and I was focusing more on Schalke and the atmosphere and it being their World Cup final tomorrow night. We know what Man City are going to bring, whether they bring the first 11, the spare 5 of the squad, or a completely different 11. But I'm looking at it being form out the window, fresh start, and I thought that Man City would win the game, but I didn't think it would be like a runaway train, because I just feel that Pep's going to want to protect some of the players. I think that Schalke are going to try and keep it quite tight. We've seen Man City before when they've gone on the road and they've got sort of 1-0, 2-0, and it ends up being 2-1. Or, I mean, listen, they've even dropped points on the road. So, I mean, I'm going to go in Man City to win by 1 goal at 3.9. Again, I thought the value was there, 1-0 at 2-1. I think that's it. I mean, if Man City score 3, then the bet's out the window. But again, when you're looking at a side that are 1-3 away from home and the home side of 12, it's quite hard to find the right value. So I'm just going with basically it's like Man City -1, the tie. That's probably the best way to put it. So Man City to win by 1 goal, 3.9.
Yeah, so the draw, Manchester City -1 European handicap draw match, or Manchester City to win by just 1 goal at 3.8, yes. You said, right?
Yeah, 3.9.
3.9. Yeah, great set of odds there. Everybody on chat are saying that Manchester City will trash Schalke. I think that they have the necessary weapons to do that. Martin said that they can approach this game with 2 separate lines and still be able to win comfortably this match. Barsaman is on the same page with me here with his last bet. City to win both halves. I have better odds with Betfair at 2.8. So to win also
Alex,
the
I'd
first
just like
half,
to bring to the table that there's a lot. The way that Schalke are, and they're 14th from 18 teams in the Bundesliga. If this is a shop window for players, and I'm talking Schalke players here, not Man City, and it's another reason why I've given them a little bit of grace, is that they've got an opportunity to impress, to get away, to not get relegated with this side. So if they do get relegated, or if they do have a disastrous season and survive maybe on the last day or anything like that, then this is going to jog someone's memory, and someone's may come back and get them. So I just think that we might see, it's almost like in England in the FA Cup, we have like a giant killing. I don't think there'll be a giant killing, but I think it'll be tighter than most.
Okay, I respect your opinion. I'm not on the same page. Obviously, you broke down very good the match. I've seen Schalke playing in Bundesliga. Of course, Champions League is another animal. We know that every single team is bringing their A game here, but we are talking about Manchester City rolling now. I think that they scored 12 goals or even more than that over the last 5 games across all competitions, and also on the cup games. Also, they destroyed the Chelsea 5-0. So I'm going with Manchester City to win both halves at 2.8. Last match of this Champions League midweek card, because as you know, Champions League last 16 was played also last week, 4 matches, this week 4 matches, and after that in 2 weeks the reverse matches. Very, very interesting match. Both 2 great defensive sides, Atlético Madrid and Juventus. Juventus at 2.82, draw at 3.1. Atlético at home, underdogs at 2.95 right now. I don't know what to say. Atlético Madrid are that kind of team that under Simeone, they love to defend and maybe to strike on the break. Allegri, on the other side, will push in the first half to score fast in the game, and after that defend. So 2 not so not so close sides, but obviously they have something in common. They are defending very good. We are talking about the best 2 defensive side in the top 5 European leagues. In 24 matches, Juventus conceded 15 goals in Serie A. Atlético Madrid conceded 17 goals in La Liga. Atlético Madrid just regained their second spot in La Liga, taking advantage of Real Madrid's shocking defeat at home against Girona. But that's another thing. We are talking about Champions League. We are talking about Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to deliver once again for his new side and ready to win his 4th Champions League title. I think that it's a lot of value on Juventus there. What do you have for us, Flash, for that game?
I really like Juventus. Because of the steel, because of they have got 2 ways. They've got a threat. They've got a way of going into anyone's backyard. I think Ronaldo, he's just obviously going to get absolute. Well, it's just going to be an uproar in walking into Atletico. I see like they've got a little bit of fairy dust for me, whereas I think Madrid are more mechanical, more predictable. They're a bit dogged, if you like. Whereas I think that Juventus, they're a bit chameleon. They can change, they can adapt, and obviously they've got the threat of the record goal scorer in the Champions League. I think Juventus are overpriced. I think Juventus at 2.94. I think I'm just not going to complicate it. I'm just going to go for Juventus to get a result.
Do you think that Atletico will try to defend? What do you think that Simeone's approach? Simeone that obviously just extended his contract with Atletico Madrid till 2022, paid 22 million euros per season. What do you think that his approach will be?
I think he'll try and unsettle Juve, to be honest, early on. I think it'll be first 20 minutes, use home field advantage, try and get under the skin. I think if he starts slowly, it's always tough in a match like this. That if you don't have your pedal to the metal early on, then it's hard to then go through the gears. So I expect them to start quickly, but I think that could be playing into Juventus' hands because Juve, they'll love to hit him on the break. Really looking forward to, and I hope that Dybala plays. Big fan of his. He went a bit quiet in a few Champions League games last year. I'm hoping that he shines.
I think they need a tall striker like Mandzukic this time because Atletico Madrid have a great defensive side, and they need Real Madrid need a tall player to start there and make some spaces in Atletico's defense. Martin, what do you think that will happen in this match? What is your best tip for this one?
I don't like this game very much, to be honest. I'm not going to play anything too heavily on this game. I think you've got two very defensive-minded teams coming out against each other. I think both teams are going to keep it tight at the back. Atletico Madrid do seem slightly underrated to me. They're a very good team in European competition, normally reach the latter stages of this competition, won the Europa League last season. They are exceptional at home as well in domestically. They rarely concede at home. I normally back them to win 2-0 on our best bet show, and it normally comes off. It's going to be a massive game for Simeone. Yeah, I just think we're going to have two defensive teams. It's not going to be a great game to watch, to be honest. I think I'll probably give that one a miss and watch Man City Schalke instead, which will be a more entertaining game. I was hoping to do under 2.5 goals, but there's no value in it. You can only get about 1.5 on that. So, yeah, I agree that there is a bit of value on Juventus, but I don't really trust them to go there and win this game away from home. The one thing I was looking at perhaps having a bet on is Cristiano Ronaldo to score any time at 2.3. Quite like the look of that. It's going to be a massive homecoming for him. He obviously relishes playing against Atletico Madrid. He always seems to be their undoing in Champions League football, and I think it'll just be a really big game for him with the spotlight on him. So yeah, 2.3, maybe a little bit more with Unibet there. Looks a good bet to me.
Mark,
Yeah, I
Alex,
love
what
that
price
Cristiano
is
Ronaldo can score anytime.
under 1.5 goals in the game?
Which one? Sorry.
Under 1.5.
You
Under
can get
1.5 goals in the
2.7.
game.
See, that's not a
2.7.
bad one because you're expecting it both to keep. Neither side's going to want to fall behind early in this game. So you could see after an hour or 70 minutes that this game could still be 0-0.
Mm.
So why not to go at draw at halftime at 1.95?
Because under 1.5 is double that.
Yes, but you might expect goals in the second half. You know, maybe 2 goals in
I
the
don't
second
think
half.
so because
You never know.
remember, the 90 minutes is the first half. That's what I'm.
Okay, no. I'm saying the
No.
first
I
half
get what you're
in the
saying.
first leg.
But when you're a manager, 0-0 at the end of this game is not a problem for either side going to Turin.
Yes, but you know the trend in Champions League last week. No goals in the first half, many goals in the second halves. So
Yeah,
maybe it's
again,
a
we're
good
talking about
approach to take the draw at halftime and I don't know, to play the goals in the second half live. Either way, I'm going for Juventus with draw no bet at 1.96 with the bet365. Zizou was asking on the live chat about Cristiano Ronaldo, how many Champions League trophies he has. He has 5 till now, 4 with Real Madrid and 1 with Manchester United. 3 in a row, last 3 in a row with Real Madrid, obviously. He's going for the 6th with a third different side. Barca man, we were thinking also Juventus, he says total team goals over 1.5 at 3.05. I don't know, Juventus likes to keep the things tight when they are 1 in front on the road in the first leg. I think that this is the way to go. Under 2.5 is very low. To go for that is priced at 1.53, so maybe to go with Flash's approach under 1.5 goals at 2.7. Yeah, it's an interesting match. I think that it will be unders. I think that Juventus can win 1-0, depending. Let's see tomorrow the lineups and everything. But till that time, let's recap our bets for Wednesday card, starting with you, Flash.
Again, Juventus at 2.94, and I probably will have a little look at the under 1.5 goals at 2.7, and Man City to win by 1 goal at 3.9.
Okay, great. Martin?
I'm just going to go for Man City minus 1.5 Asian handicap in that game at 1.83. Looks a good solid bet to me. Don't have much, I'm afraid, in the Atlético Madrid v Juventus game. I think it'll be very tight, low-scoring affair that really could go either way. But I might have half a stake on Ronaldo to score at any time because I think it'll be a big game for him.
Yeah, absolutely. That Ronaldo anytime goal scorer looks very, very good. I'm going for Manchester United to win both halves at 2.8 with Betfair, and I'm going for Juventus with a draw no bet at 1.96 with Bet365. And remember our bankers of this week. Martin had Barcelona to win. I had the same Barcelona to win, and Flash on the same page, a little bit better odds, Barcelona and over 1.5 goals in the match. See you tomorrow for Europa League show with Martin and Chef Michael, one of our special guests. You will meet with Natalie, obviously, on Wednesday for the Premier League Panthers with Flash and Russ, and maybe a special guest there too. And the whole team, Martin, Stuart, myself, and of course Natalie on Thursday for the Best Bet show, followed by the Diaka show. Thank you for watching and thank you for being with us. Best of luck with your bets, and let's have another week full of profit.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Martin.
Thanks, guys.